Hi, hi Sam. Thank you for agreeing to do this interview. Today we have Sam with us, who is going to talk to us about her experience in Canada, and uh, and she's been studying there, working there. So we thought it's best to have a person who's been there, done there, and to hear it from the horse's mouth. So we'll have few questions for you, Sam, and feel free to answer them. And please feel very free to answer them whatever you feel like. Yeah. So how long have you been in Canada?
I've been in Canada for a year and a half now.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So which part of Canada are you in?
I'm from the West Coast, Vancouver.
Vancouver. Okay. So how do you feel at Vancouver?
It feels pretty much like home, but not so much like that at the same time. Because there is a large Indian population there, but just in particular areas. But where I come from, it's multicultural. Like there's a good balance of Korean, Chinese, Indians, Vietnamese, all those people. So it's like a mixed bag. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
So is it like are they accepting you very readily in that multicultural environment, or is it challenging?
It's for them. It's more the merrier. It's like how many ever people who want to come and live with them and join their community and be nice to them, because Canadians are very, very polite people.
Polite?
They are very welcoming. They would just get you anything you want. They would help you get through if you have a problem or if you're facing something bad. But they are always there for you. But not everyone is as nice. Like you need to choose your people as well. Like everybody is not going to come to you and be like, okay, I'm ready to help you.
Oh.
Like there are genuine people and there are very creepy people. So you just have to choose your people well.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what are you doing presently in Canada?
I'm studying in Canada.
You're studying in Canada
Yeah.
at Vancouver.
Yeah.
So do you also work along while you're studying, or is it
Yeah.
only studies?
Oh no, every international student is given 20 hours a week
Okay.
to work. There's a certain limit that the government puts on international students because they are new to the culture and new to the environment, so they need time to set in and learn the process. And people are really education oriented there because they want to excel. So that's why they cut down on the working hours. So as soon as I went there, after 2 months, I got a part-time job.
Wow.
And
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm loving it there because with every day you learn so much more about what is the right thing to do there, and it just builds on to that experience. So yeah, so I'm working there about 20 hours a week and studying alongside.
Okay. So
Yeah.
would you like to share about your work? What kind of work you're doing there?
Yeah, so I'm working with the university I'm studying at, and it's mainly basic office and admin work. It's the more challenging part about the work is not what exactly they make you do, but how you fit in that environment and how you are accepted by your colleagues and your bosses.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're saying that work is not the challenge, but the work culture is a challenge.
Yes.
So what is the challenge you faced when you when you started working there?
Yeah, so as soon as I started working, we had the tendency of, okay, 5 minutes late is fine. A deadline does not really mean a deadline. But over there, even if you're 2 minutes late, you're supposed to apologize and be like, I'm sorry, it won't happen from here on. And a live experience, like an example would be, I was working and I had informed my boss a month earlier that I wouldn't be coming on a certain day, and she had approved, like no problem. But on the a day before, we're always supposed to send in a reminder email saying, hey, I'm not going to be there tomorrow, and hope just so that everything's in the clear. So I sent an email saying, I'm not going to be there tomorrow, thank you so much, see you soon. The next day, like the day after I went to work, she was like, you never say that you're not going to be there. You ask. You need to be polite.
Oh.
It's like, hey, I mentioned this before. Is it okay that I don't come to work tomorrow? Like we had discussed. So it's being polite and being honest are like two really important things that a person actually has to imply.
Interesting. These are great insights. So being
Yeah.
polite and
Being very honest.
being very honest.
Yeah.
So honesty is something which is practiced
Every day. Even at the grocery store.
wow. That's really interesting. So
Yeah.
this was a very interesting example where you shared about your being late
Oh, yeah.
was so I mean it was so important for you to
Yes.
apologize. And so
Yeah.
while going to work, did you also face challenges with other diverse people? So let's say if you're working with a person from different ethnicity,
Yeah.
were there any communication or any workplace challenges you faced?
So in the particular workplace you're in, they exercise a lot of direct communication. But since people are so multicultural there, um, you will have a problem. You will have a problem with a certain person or a certain perspective in the group. So you would have to settle down and not really be like, okay, you're talking nonsense and I don't believe that. You cannot do that, even
Okay.
though they believe in direct communication, because the politeness gels in and you have to be nice and say it in another way that, hey, this is wrong. So people are of different ages. They're like, one of my colleagues is like 55 years old
Okay.
and I'm 22. And it's okay, there's no problem. That's not the question. It's just that how you would inculcate his view, his perspective into your plan and how you would execute it. So that is a major challenge about how you can facilitate so many age groups, so many views, because their backgrounds are different. And just they come in with another perspective and they are hell-bent on it because they like to see their thing in action. But you have to facilitate so many things, and there's no particular formula on how you do it. It's like you have to live it, you have to experience it, you have to get hit by it,
You have to get hit by it.
and then you can do it.
That's
yeah.
interesting. But what I really felt interesting was the point that you made was how to facilitate everyone's views.
Yeah.
So that means everyone's views count?
It does count because it has to count. Even though that person is not making sense, you, at that point, if you sit back, take a minute, think about it, and say that, hey, this is a possibility, because these guys are big on risk management.
Okay.
They can take under consideration a tsunami in a desert.
No.
They want to be that prepared because they hate uncertainty. They hate it. They want to be prepared and they want to be confident about what they are doing. So every view has to count. That's the principle they follow. Even if it's dumb at the moment, no question.
So respect of
Yes,
the view is most
you put
important.
it down. Even though it doesn't, it's an absolute wrong context or a person is like running off on a different tangent. You put it down because it's going to come into place at some point.
Interesting.
Even though it never comes into place, you just have a laugh at it and be like, okay, haha, funny.
Wow.
But yeah, every view counts. Every person who speaks and who is asked, because you're asking them to be a part of something.
Yeah.
So you have to respect their time because time is money there.
Time is money there, I
Yeah.
agree. So it is irrespective of you being junior or senior, the views are respected, or seniority's view is always supreme? What would you rate?
Like the seniors do make the final call,
Yeah.
but the juniors are given a good opportunity to make their point. And if that makes sense, and if you put your point forward in direct words, and this is what you mean, the seniors will calculate that and then take a decision. But usually, it's the seniors who make the call.
Okay, so views are respected,
Yes.
but the final shots are
Oh,
taken
yeah.
by the top management. Wow, great. So I think it was interesting talking to you, Sam.
Yeah.
One last question is that do you feel accepted? I mean, after 1.5 years in Canada, do you feel accepted by the Canadian culture?
Well, it's not like as soon as I landed in Canada, everybody just opened their doors and went like, hey, come on in. It was really difficult in the beginning to like settle in because as an individual, you're going to a different country. Nobody's going to know you and nobody will trust you because they don't know you. So you have to build that rapport for yourself. It's going to be really difficult in the first 2-3 months to gel in and gain people's trust, and they see the person. Like if you're polite and genuine, everybody will be the same to you because they like you. But there are people who would take advantage of you, and you have to be like street smart enough to not fall into those hands.
True.
But yes, if you ask me after a year and a half if I'm accepted in the community, totally, like hands down, it feels like home now.
Wow. So you enjoy your time there?
I love it.
Love it. Wow. So now that brings me to another question.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be the single message you would give to people who want to live in Canada? So let's say if I want to live in Canada,
Yeah.
what's the message for those people whom you feel would like to migrate to Canada or live in Canada?
Yeah. If you're a person who loves a beautiful desktop type scenery, every morning you wake up, a person where you love outdoor adventures, you like equality in workplaces, you like just to have a random conversation with a random guy in a random coffee shop, and you want to feel good about yourself, just I would say Canada is the place.
Canada is the place. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you. It was really
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
We really appreciate your time and the effort for coming here and taking out time
My
from your
pleasure.
schedule.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.